Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. My name is Lance and today I'm going to quickly go over all my settings, stats, and commands that I use for PvP. If you enjoy or learn something new, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and let's get right into it. Alright, the first setting I'm going to go over is my audio settings, and the reason why I have everything turned down is because I hate listening to extra noise that I don't need. So when you turn everything down, you can still hear footsteps, dinosaurs, and everything in-game, but you don't have to deal with the music, you don't have to listen to random background wolves screaming, and it just makes the game a much more enjoyable experience for me. The next setting is going to be video, and I normally have everything turned off. I don't know why that one's turned on, but when you have everything turned off, it definitely helps with your FPS, and if you have motion blur on, when you spin, you can't see anything, so I always make sure I have that turned off, and I always have my gamma set at 100 unless it's super late at night because it's kind of blinding, but it definitely helps seeing in dark caves. The next setting is going to be your UI, and you could adjust this to whatever you like, but I'll tell you what I run and the reasons why. So for my item slot scale, I run 0.08 because I already know where everything's at in my hotbar. I don't really need to look at it too much, and I hate when it takes up most of my screen. And then for the crosshair, I run 0.04 because I like my crosshair being small so that way I can see people easier. And I also run the opacity at half so that way I can see people through my crosshair. And I left all the colors the same because it doesn't really affect me too much. The only other setting on the left side that really matters for PvP is the allow hit markers, so that way you know if you're doing damage or not. It's what shows the little red X whenever you hit a shot on something. And then for the right side, I always keep the torpidity effect on so that way I could tell if I'm out of food or water in case I forget to check. And then I normally leave hide server info on so that way whenever I'm streaming, people don't know what server I'm on and they can't stream snipe me. The next setting is your camera, and this is another thing that can vary per person, but I'll tell you what I run and why. So if I'm on controller, I normally have my left and right at full speed and then my up and down at about 80% because a lot of people move quickly left and right, and it's very rarely that you need to look up and down very quickly. So it helps with tracking whenever you're in vertical PvP. But when I'm on keyboard and mouse, I normally run super fast sensitivity and DPI because it's a lot easier to control your aim. Some other important settings for PvP is going to be your third person camera offset. I always have that turned off because I hate when my character is not in the middle of my screen. Another setting that you're always going to want to have turned off is the disable third person camera interpolation, and the reason why is because if you have that turned on, your character can literally run off the side of your screen in tech suit PvP or just running around. I like to keep my character in the same spot on my screen. The next important settings for PvP is going to be your camera FOV, and I normally keep it at about 80. Now this can vary depending on what you personally like, but for the camera shake scale, you want to always have that on 0 so that way whenever a dinosaur walks by, your screen doesn't start shaking hella crazy. For the next settings on the advanced tab, this mainly has to deal with controller players, so if you're on keyboard and mouse, this shouldn't affect you too much, but basically I always have the vibration turned off because I hate whenever my controller's vibrating on my desk. I have my aim assist strength on full percent because it's basically aimbot, and then I have my console access on so that way I can put in commands. And for the aim assist, I only have it on while aiming so that way whenever I'm running around trying to bola someone, it doesn't affect it and like drag my screen off to the side. For keyboard and mouse, I'm on an Xbox so I can't really adjust any of these, it won't let me. But what I would probably do is change the last 4 of my hotbar slots to something a little bit closer or a mouse button. But other than that, that's the settings that I normally run. If you have any questions or comments about some of the settings that I run, feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to respond to them as quick as possible. Now let's go over commands. These top 4 commands is all I really run for PvP. I know there's some that like get rid of rocks and trees and stuff, but every time I put one in, they always get patched, so I just run these top 4 because they work very well. If I'm not in cave PvP, sometimes I'll leave my shadows on because it helps being able to see like shadows of flyers going above you and stuff like that, people running up behind you. Shadows have definitely saved me in PvP before, so I tend to leave those on. Now let's go over stats. On my main character, I'm only level 124 right now because I haven't done my explorer notes and I still need one more chibi level, but once I get those done, all I would really do is probably add more HP or weight because this isn't really like a cave PvP or tech suit build. But I run 550 HP because I can fall from max height and still be able to sprint away. I have 10 fortitude because Troodons are the worst enemy with me, and then I have the rest into weight because I like being able to carry fat kits and not be overweight easy. Plus weight grappling is really OP. If I just farm a little bit of stone or wood, I'm able to weight grapple flyers and it makes it very OP. Next is my melee character, and this one's only level 108, and I have it built like this because I only use it for dragon. If I was in foot PvP with a melee character, I'd probably lower the melee and increase some weight and health, but for the dragon you don't really take any damage, so 150 or even 100 HP is plenty. And then you want to have about 550 to 600 melee because you're able to kill the dragon in about 4 lands. You only need 130 weight because you don't really carry anything besides flak, a sword, and some soups. And this is the character that I use for the dragon, and it's very effective. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching to the end. If you guys have any questions or video ideas for me, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap into the bloody bottles on the knee. Cause all my niggas got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans.